Well, hello, my name's Treesap, and I want to talk about Starfield. I played this game when it came out, and I was rather disappointed, which was surprising because I had no real strong feelings towards it, even from its announcement, and even when I gained more information about what it was possibly going to be like. So I had no expectations, really, which might be worse than being hyped to some degree, because of course, when you're hyped about a game and it doesn't meet your expectations, it's quite easy to just be incredibly disheartened by the whole experience. But when you're neutral at a game and you try not to make any assumptions or feel a certain way, and then it just disappoints you to such a massive degree despite all of that, I felt a slight bit of anger towards the game, and then it kind of just dissipated rather quickly and it became indifference. And I gave it a chance. I tried to let this game show me what it had. I played it for about 70 hours, and some people may say that's not long enough, but come on, mini games are over by 70 hours, you know, even other RPGs. And it's not like this game is so mechanically deep or even so deep in terms of its story that you really gotta experience 100 or 200 hours of it to really figure out if you enjoyed your experience. I didn't feel that way with their other games. I didn't feel that way with Skyrim when I played it. And though I said I don't have strong feelings about Bethesda company, I think Skyrim's a decent game that I put some time into. And especially when you go back to their older titles, something like morrowind or even Daggerfall, I feel like you can figure out if you enjoyed those games pretty early on. Because whether it was the gameplay in terms of the combat, both on foot and in space, they weren't too good in Starfield. They felt rather basic and bland. I didn't really engage with any of the weapons, and when I was in ship combat, it never felt like it was even worth upgrading my ship, because I'm avoiding combat in this game like the plague. I'll only participate in it if I have to, because I don't feel like I get anything from it. I don't get enjoyment from it. I don't get any other rewards from it. Sure, I can get some loot from the destroyed ship, but nothing I usually get from another ship is worth it. And when you top that off with some of the performance issues they had early on, which have been fixed to some degree, and I had a lot better than some other people I saw online complaining about how they're having a bad time playing this game. And it's not like even the story is capable of redeeming it to any degree. Main quest line is rather boring as well. I was never engaged with it. I was never engaged with the game companions that you get. I never thought that, hey, an element of this story is interesting. And spoiler, the ending was just basically, okay, you can start New Game Plus, and New Game Plus is built into the story where you're basically going to a whole new universe, a universe that may have some slight differences, but nothing really of note. There's some things here and there if you do it enough, or you get lucky, I guess, in terms of what you get in your new world. And there's some extra dialogue options you unlock. You get a new thing of armor, a new ship, but besides that, nothing really. And that probably could have been really interesting if they added more to it and gave you far more options in how you went about playing the game after you just beat it and you're in a whole new reality, but they didn't really do that. And when you go on and you look at the side quests, you look at the factions, none of those are capable of making up for that main story. None of those are capable of carrying the game to any degree, where you would say, okay, main quest line not that strong, side content though, that's where the real meat is. No, if the main quest line left you starving, you're hoping to find some meat elsewhere in these other quests, you're gonna starve to death. I'm be honest with you, you're gonna starve. And with all the seemingly deeply ingrained issues with this game, there aren't even really, I would say, but I want to say they're wholly bad. I probably already said it. My mind is just kind of spitting out things, spitting out thoughts. But I'm pretty sure many people have this opinion that this game is really meant to kind of be like Skyrim in a way. And not a direct copy in terms of the gameplay and stuff, but in terms of what Skyrim is. Skyrim has basically turned itself, or really the community has turned it into a platform off which people can build whatever they want. You know, it's a foundation. And this is meant to be a foundation as well for modders to come in and build things onto. Modders are meant to give this game its longevity, which I feel is a weird thing, because these are individuals who are going to spend their own time and effort, and even to some degree money, if they really go into adding voice acting and all this stuff, which some modders have done and have basically built brand new games on Skyrim. And that was the thing I heard so much of online. It seemed to be the main thing people want to bring up before release and after release. Before release, it was anytime a problem would pop up, you could see it somewhere on the internet. You would see large communities of people talking about mods fixing something here or there, any problem. And when the game actually came out, people started complaining about certain things. They'd also bring up, hey, just wait for the mods. And first you have to hope people care enough. And yeah, there are people modding the games, but is it going to be to the same degree? Is there enough passion behind this game in terms of the modding community for them to do as much as they have done with Skyrim, or even Fallout 4, another example? And if somebody's paying $70 to $100, they should get a good enough game. Or not even good enough, they just get a good game. That they don't have to rely on modders, you know, outside forces to make it a good experience. And I love mods. Mods are what made Skyrim very much enjoyable for me. Because I play Skyrim and I kind of just be chilling. It would be one of those things where, you know, you're not super engaged with the game, but you don't hate it. And there's enough meat there to where you can actually, you know, bite on and just play, maybe listen to a podcast, listen to a video or something. But you still might every once in a while come out of that haze and actually engage with the stuff the game is putting forth for you. But mods really made me engage with it on a whole new level because there's just so much stuff there. And I've played a good amount of Skyrim. Can I say I love Skyrim? No, because it feels somewhat dishonest. I would say I love the mods, but does that mean I love the games? I don't know. And if I in the future play a heavily modded Starfield, which, my god, I can't even imagine how much space is going to be taken up on people's computers if you have to load in the over 100 gigabytes of Starfield plus however many gigabytes the fucking mods are, especially if they're big ones. Jeez, just imagine someone with a 300 gigabyte just file on their computer of Starfield and all the mods they put on to make Starfield enjoyable. Maybe I'll revisit this game far in the future when the DLC is out and there's more stuff to it, just to see if they add anything engaging. Because I might as well, because I'll be honest with you, I paid the $100 because, you know, there's an extra few bucks to play it early. I don't mind paying to play games early, so I already own the DLC basically, so I might as well check it out whenever it arrives. But I don't really know if that's going to change anything. I'll have to wait. And Jesus, sitting here, I thought about other things. Visually, this game doesn't look very good. You know, I'm kind of, the more I sit here and I think about the game, the more things pop in my head that are negative. The game looks rather ugly. Honestly, especially when you talk about the actual NPCs, my lord. These hideous abominations I walk by in the streets. I don't know what happened to the gene pool of the entirety of the galaxy, but it is absolutely fucked. It's like they threw nothing but families onto a planet and say, okay, time for you to reproduce. And well, what you see on them, well, it's exactly what you would expect in such a scenario. And for the amount of general power this game is expecting you to have to run it, and you would hope for something that looked better just overall. And I think I said I didn't like the companions earlier on in this video, but I really don't like them. None of them would be around my character if they did not give me bonuses, if they didn't give me benefits that were tangible, and if they were not, for all intents and purposes, outside of some story events, immortal, you know, I probably would have killed them. And not a single one of them is worth romancing. I barely liked talking to them, so romancing them was completely out of the question. So they're lucky they gave me some type of benefit in the skills they had, the perks they had. Oh man, here it goes, the perks. The fucking perks. None of the perks really gave me much tangible benefit, and the way they were kind of set up just didn't feel very nice. I would say I would have liked a different perk system, honestly, especially because some things that seemed rather necessary were so far down certain perk trees that I'd have to get so many useless things I didn't care about. I'd have to invest in them just to get a chance to get one thing I wanted. And some things that were in perks, particularly when it came like ships, seem like things you should just have by default, or things that should be way higher up because they feel rather necessary. But what's there to do about it? I think that's all for now. I think I've rambled on. I've spewed out enough of my negative opinions. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go check out some of my other stuff. Maybe there's something you'll like, or maybe you'll hate it. Maybe you hate this. If so, dislike it if you did. Thanks for watching. Peace. I'm out.